Hi everybody, welcome to the Danville Public Library. I'm Nancy, and this week we're celebrating Chinese New Year. Make sure you stop by the library and pick up your craft. We're making these adorable little ox lanterns because this year is the year of the ox. And also make sure you check out, there's all kinds of fun Chinese New Year's books at the library that you can find out information. In our craft kit, you will find, like I said, information about Chinese New Year. You'll find a picture to color, a dot to dot, and some other really fun things to learn and to do. So this week, as our STEM challenge, we're going to make some Play-Doh, and that's not necessarily Chinese New Year, it's just kind of fun, but we're making it red because that's a really special color in the Chinese New Year. So what you're going to need is some flour, some oil. I have coconut oil, but you can use any kind of oil that you want. Some salt, some cream of tartar, and some flour. And then, like I said, because we're making it red, I am putting some red food coloring. This is just some water. Hot water can sometimes make it easier to mix, but you know, if you don't have an adult that can help you, do not use hot water. Just use some that's regular room temperature. It's okay. It might take a little bit longer, but it'll be just fine. And then a secret ingredient that I learned about on the internet is glycerin. This kind of makes it kind of shiny and stretchy. And you just need a little tiny bit of this, and you can pick this up anywhere, Walmart, CVS, any kind of store like that. It's called glycerin. Also great for bubbles. Anyway, so let's go ahead and make some Play-Doh. So the first thing that you're going to need is 2 cups of flour. 2 cups of flour. We're just going to put that in there. And then you need a 1/2 cup of salt. I'm just going to dump that in there. Alright. And then you need 2 tablespoons of cream of tartar. This you find in your baking aisle. So 2 tablespoons. So one of the cool things about cooking and baking is that you use math because you have to measure things, and it's also chemistry because you're mixing things together just like a science experiment. And then you also need, like I said, about 2 tablespoons of oil, which 1 and 2. And then the next thing, of course, is you mix all the flour and the salt and the oil and the cream of tartar. You mix it all together. Now, like I said, if you wanted to use some hot water, that's fine. Just make sure you have an adult if you're using hot water so that they can work with that, because it's always important that we're safe when we're doing experiments. So I'm just mixing it all up. And then the next thing that you're going to do once you get all of those ingredients mixed together is you're going to add your food coloring to your water. Now, I like gel food coloring because it kind of keeps the color a little better, but you don't have to use gel coloring. If you have some other coloring, food coloring, and you can color it any color you want. And like I said, I'm just doing it red in honor of Chinese New Year. And then I'm just going to slowly add a little bit of water to my flour and salt and stuff mixture, and then I'll mix that in, and then we need a little bit more. It's a total of about 1.5 cups, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. And of course, you just kind of have to add a little bit, stir it around, see how it's doing. You can see it's starting to kind of come together. I'm going to add a little more water. This is looking kind of pinky, so I'm like, we need a little more red. I'm going to stir this a little bit more. And then I'm going to stir this a little bit more because I want it really ready. Let's add a little more red. You can mix colors by adding, you know, like taking and adding some blue to your red or some yellow to your red. Make some purple or some orange. It's starting to really kind of come together now. See, it's kind of looking like that. And I'm going to add a little bit more water. We just keep going back and forth. A little water, a little mixing. A little water, a little mixing. Now you can see I'm starting to really get a nice sticky dough here. Once you kind of have that, I'm going to add just a tiny little bit of water. And that's about perfect, a nice sticky dough. And then, like I said, the secret ingredient that I just learned about is the glycerin. Now you don't need a lot of glycerin, just a little, just a few drops. So we'll just drop a couple drops. And then that's gonna give it some shine. Now the thing is, up until then, everything that I've added in here, you can eat, and although it doesn't taste very good, it's A-okay, won't hurt you in the least, because it's all things that you could cook with. However, glycerin is like soap, so you don't want to eat it if you add glycerin. Alright, once you get your kind of sticky dough, now comes the part that I like, where you get your hands in it. You're going to take your dough, your nice sticky dough, and you're going to knead it. Now, at this point, you could add some more color. Just remember, it's food coloring, so if you add it, be careful, because it will come out eventually, but maybe not as soon as you would like it. And so maybe you might end up with red hands, or blue hands, or green hands, and that's okay, but maybe your mom wouldn't want you, or your dad wouldn't want you, or grandma wouldn't want you having red hands. But anyways, then, like I said, here's the fun part, where you get to mix it all together. And what you want to do is kind of knead it till it's not sticky anymore. And you could make this fun by adding some glitter if you wanted, or something like that. And then, a fun challenge that you can cut out like stars and different fun things like that once you have your Play-Doh made. Or the other thing is you can roll it into shapes, and maybe I will make some special kind of animal. Like maybe you can read about Chinese New Year, maybe you want to make like a dragon looking thing with lots of lots of different segments, or maybe you want to make a star, maybe you want to make an ox if you're really talented. Maybe you don't want to make anything like that. Maybe you just want to make a big heart and say, I love you. You're special. Thanks for watching. Hope you had a good time making this. If you have any questions, you can definitely call us. There's lots of fun things that you can learn to do at the library. We have all kinds of other STEM books that you can check out. Thanks for joining us, and bye-bye.